And a very spooky welcome to you all today. Halloween Rimrims, welcome to Rimworld Blood Feast. She's not anime. I need to address that to kick things off. She's not anime. It's called the Gloomy Face Pack. And it's Halloween. That's why I chose it. It's not anime. Now that we've got the important things out the way, we can finally discuss our faction name and some ideology changes some of you suggested in the comments yesterday. You know, all of those important things, but also aren't anime. So for the faction and settlement name this time around, I've chosen one that made me laugh and one that was a really good reference, but they were so good on yesterday's episode that all of the ones that I haven't chosen, we'll use those as the names for our other settlements that we build with the Empire mod. So for our faction and settlement name of our main base, we have the Vampire. That's our overall faction name. Because, of course, it is a vampire empire. And for our community name for this settlement, I've gone for the Masquerade. Now, to be completely honest, it isn't the best name for it, given that we're in over all-out war against the Empire and we're building a castle filled with vampires and ghouls. There's not really much masquerading going on, but it's a nice reference. But hopefully sometime soon, and who knows, maybe today, we might be able to get out there and settle the planet a little bit using the Empire mod, especially given that the Empire yesterday immediately conquered the closest settlement to us. Now, we're not quite ready yet to start building our grand vampire castle. I mean, we've only got 3 people, right? But once we've got Buffy recruited, once we've got a human, a ghoul, and a vampire, then we'll start dividing things up and giving them out workloads that are more suitable to their rank. Right now, we're just getting anybody to do anything, given that, I mean, it's early days. But I can see it now. Down here, south of the road, we can have the human slums, the basic tents, the simple washing facilities, maybe a latrine if they play their cards right. Closer to the mountains, we could have full-on houses for the ghouls. Again, not the most premium stuff, some basic furniture, that type of thing, but a little bit more luxury, given that they deserve to be elevated a little bit. And then towards the actual mountain itself, that's where we can build Castle Anne. Sure, there's a good pun in there somewhere. I don't want it to be a full-on mountain base. We definitely need some sort of external castle. I'm thinking big towers, big siege engines, that type of thing. But hollowing out the mountain where we could do all sorts of horrible vampire things, that would work really well. For the time being, though, she's gonna live in the shed with Buffy. And on the subject of building our separated tiered society, somebody in the comments suggested setting up a different ideology for humans and ghouls to follow entirely differently to the vampires. I think that's a great idea. Maybe set them up something really basic, something just for them to live their lives by, maybe fearing the vampires, being subservient, that type of thing. That way we'll need an active preacher down there, keeping them on track so that they don't convert away. That also works really, really well with the most recent Rimworld update that makes it so that colonies can have multi-ideologies a little bit better. All we have to do now is wait for Buffy the vampire drinker. And as much as I hate it, we really should think about feeding these humans at some point. So we'll throw down some of the ideology nutrifungus. Now, it does say that any light will kill this. So what we'll do is we'll put a gigantic roof over this thing, because bear in mind, sunlight is weakened. It isn't completely gone. It's just weak enough for vampires to be active most of the time. She wouldn't be able to hang around outside during noon of summer, for example. Oh, a thrombo. Here's a question. Do you think Anne would be strong enough to be able to fistfight that thrombo? She wants a luxury and comfort and opulence, and I couldn't think of anything more than a thrombo rug. Will they find my match there? Asks Anne. Anne, I hate to say it, I think this is more than going to be your match. In fact, Anne, I wouldn't be surprised if this thrombo kills you horribly. She does have 2 points available, and if we put both of that into Fortitude 2, she would shrug off 2 points of damage from attacks. Given that she's also our only good fighter right now to defend this entire base, I think I'm going to go for it. Or, alternatively, I could have been sensible about it. We could have put the thrombo to sleep, and then we could have just finished it off while it was down. Please tell me it isn't going to be that easy. Yeah, that's about right. I mean, it doesn't matter. The 2 points of fortitude could still be the difference between life and death, between this colony thriving and getting horribly murdered in the first proper Empire raid. In a one-on-one fight, I have no doubt that she could defeat everybody that comes to the front door. We just knock them unconscious, then she kicks them while they're down. But if the Empire were to send, say, 2 cataphracts, we might be in a little bit of trouble. Sorry, what's a Tilicoatl, and why have we got some rams? Can we tame that? Oh, Anne's not a good enough handler yet. Well, let's try and save these sheep. We'll rear the sheep, and then we'll see if we can tame whatever the hell that thing is. That would be incredible. There's also another Thrombo. It's trying to hide behind that tree, but it's not doing a great job. She has stunned the snake, and now she's drinking its blood. Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. She just leapt on its back and slurped it down like a big old pepperami. And more importantly, we can feed that to the humans. Armadillo's reaction when Anne just brings in a 15-foot snake and slams it down on the table. Here's dinner. That's so good. Let's go kill that other Thrombo. She needs blood points to be able to use her ability. So as long as we keep her well fed, we'll always be able to do that. She just drank a giant snake. I'm sure she's got enough points for this one. Oh, that's such a good way to hunt. Wowee. What are you? Oh, I mean, it's not a you. It's a Devil Strand Ibex. The only reason I even knew they were here is because Anne just killed one. What do they do? On a distant Rimworld by the Spacer Corporation that recognized the vast potential of Devil Strand as material, but found the growth period to be unacceptable. It's an animal that produces Devil Strand fiber rather than milk. Okay. I mean, that would be incredible. And it's also worth mentioning we do have the Gideon mod this time around, so if we do end up with a whole zoo of weird, exotic, vampiric animals, that would be perfect. Like this spooky looking guy up here. I can just see it right now. Anne riding into battle on the back of a giant hideous snake. I will admit, Anne pivoting episode 2 to being a farmer of evil sheep was not really what I had in mind. Ah, perfect. The colony is saved. I'm also loving the liters and liters of blood that we've just got everywhere. That is very on brand. Turns out all my dreams of vampires running a zoo might be scuppered. She's incapable of animal handling. Maybe Buffy is okay at it? Yeah, 7 animals, single passion. Okay, I can work with that. The vampire zoo dreams live for another day. Now all we have to do is get around to recruiting you. 8.7 resistance remaining. Yikes. I guess we'll upgrade it to a bedroll. That might put her in a slightly better mood. You know, I hate to say it, I don't think the bedroll is going to cut it. Minus 35 for a psycho withdrawal, minus 20 for Smoke Leaf, and minus 24 because she ate meat. That was intended for the vampires, the whole hatred of eating meat, because they're vampires, they just want to drink blood. So eventually when we get around to making our separate ideology, we'll make sure that humans are okay with eating meat, or whatever it is they can actually get their hands on at this point. When plants can barely grow, I think you can't really complain about what you eat at that stage, huh? Crows. A flock of ominous dark birds stand outside your colony. One of their kind lays dead amongst them. Whoa, spooky. We need to try and figure out how the H.P. Lovecraft storyteller works. I've never really committed to it for a full playthrough before, so I have no idea what 2 crows and 1 dead one actually means. It could be a raid, it could be a cold snap. I have no idea. And I think it's probably safe to say I'll probably never figure it out. So this is very silly, but as soon as possible, we're going to replace all of the wooden walls with regular stone walls. And then we're going to use the wood to build a whole bunch of campfires inside of the mushroom barn. I don't think that's the right word. That way we can actually grow some sort of food for the humans. Otherwise, we're going to be in a lot of trouble soon. Especially as we don't have refrigeration. We won't have for a long time. And this stuff that we've got right now lasts another 1.7 days. Oh, whoa. What is that one? Black ship chunk. So we had a few ship chunks over here from yesterday I've dismantled as well. So we've got shitloads of components and steel. Obviously, we can't build anything out of that, but it's nice to have. We'll put it over here in the meat and rug room. Oh my god, it's the Empire again. Oh my god, look at this guy. Prestige Recon Helmet Plasma Sword. Okay, good. Steel plate armor, so they're still relatively low tier. He does have pain blocks. He might be a little harder to take down. But like I said, a one-on-one versus Guine. Neelamet, my friend, you are done for. What? What are you doing with that bone? It's not anime, I promise. It's nothing to do with that. Free plasma sword? Oh, we can't use it. Because she's from the medieval time, she doesn't know how to use things like that. He also bought an elephant tusk and 3 Thrombo horns? What the hell was this guy carrying? Also worth mentioning, none of his armor right now is bio-coded either, so absolutely take that. Are you any good? Cooking 10 double passion. Melee 8, a good ghoul with a good skill that could defend himself. I guess we'll take him as a human for now, and we'll see how that goes. We don't want too many ghouls early on, but a slave that can also cook would save Anne a massive job. Then she can spend far more time doing the important thing, like spending all day sitting on the thinking stool. 0.6 left on Buffy. Bear in mind, Buffy, we're going for a full recruit on her, so that'll be pretty huge. She's down? Oh, because she hasn't drank blood in ages. Are you okay? Oh, no, wait. She drank so much alcohol, she's blacked out for 52 hours? I mean, go and rescue Anne, I suppose. No reachable, unreserved, or non-prisoner bed in a safe temperature. What's that? You tell me what that is right now. Just gonna have to bring her back to the base the old-fashioned way. Thank you, Armadillo. Drop Anne. Not too hard. He's a kind guy to say that she captured him and enslaved him. Is that it? Are we just like, there's nothing we can do now for the next 2 days in-game because she had too much alcohol? Slave rebellion likely. Yeah, I mean, I actually can't do anything about that unless Armadillo is going to suppress himself. I can't do anything about this. And he's smashing up the torches. I mean, I was going to replace the torches anyway, so I'm not too bothered about that. Buffy, kick him. Kick him, Buffy. Oh, this is a joke. This is beyond a joke. We can't do anything about it. We just have to sit here and watch as he smashes the base to pieces. Not the thinking stool. That'll be a death sentence. If he smashes the thinking stool, he is done for. Trait changed? And gave him the trait decent learner. I mean, yeah, who wouldn't learn a lesson after drinking so much alcohol they blacked out for 2 days as their base was destroyed around them? She probably won't do that again in a hurry. Is it genuinely a blackout for 2 days? It doesn't, like, wear off. Wow. Oh, shit. Okay, that's a bit more of a problem. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't do that. Anne, no pressure. Oh, Buffy. Hands up. Buffy. Rescue Buffy. What do you mean? Not in... Oh, yeah, no, you're right. 111 degrees is definitely not a safe temperature. Okay, quickly. Throw her down in there. And capture Buffy. What are you talking about? Right, just carry her then. Just carry her to safety. Cannot capture. I don't give a fuck whether you can capture. Carry Buffy. Go now. Hammered for 28 hours. Oh, God. Okay. Give Buffy... No. Feed on Neilmit. Or however you're supposed to say his name. Just have a quick sippy. Don't kill him, though. Turns out we need all the help we can get at this stage. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Okay. And then carry him to the safety of this stone building. Well, more or less stone building. Then Buffy desperately needs some vitae fast, otherwise she's gonna die. Okay, are you good? Oh, God, come on. There, she's good. She strengthened a blood bond with Anne as well. We'll talk about that in a minute, huh? And then very, very rapidly and very, very carefully, let's take some of these walls down and see if we can stop this fire. There's no way in hell we're going to be able to... No, draft up. No, I don't want you going that way. I want you to take it apart there. What are you doing? Feeding on... she's hungry. She has to go and feed on the hare first. All right, never mind. I tried to save the whole base. I really did. But Anne has other ideas. A tasty rodent. You know, I'm getting really strange flashbacks here. It's 89 degrees in there. Do you think she's good now? Do you think we can not do that? I can't stop her. I can't stop her. Look, no matter what I tell her to do, she's too hungry. Go. Take that wall off, rush in, pick Buffy up, dump her outside. Nice. Get in there, and then carry Buffy. That way it'll count as outdoors and the heat will start dissipating. It's only 4 degrees now. You're not dying today, Buffy. Fuck you, Nellamet. Oh my God, that was close. Oh, that was close. Buffy, I'm so sorry. Nellamet has died to the heat stroke. The acidifier took him out. Okay, is there any way we can stop the flames progressing on? If we dig up the wooden floors, that would do it. Well, it wouldn't because it would just spread along the items. Maybe she could just fight the fire at this point. That's outdoors. That room is 1,000 degrees C. You know, I think she's actually got it under control. Swapping those stone walls out in a panic at the very last minute has saved this entire base. We'd have lost everything. Well, I think we'll consider that an absolute success. No. The damn thinking stool. What was that man's name? Where was he from? Social. Armadillo. Best friend. What are you talking about? That's so much more of a tragic story when her first social relationship is with one of her slaves, the first person she bonded with after thousands of years. And then they do this. Destroyed the damn thinking stool. He is still out there in the world, though. Armadillo is off-map. Hostile of the Kaveza Pact. I'm sorry, but you people are done for. I'll bring you back, Armadillo. And then we'll be the best of friends. What do you call it when it's Stockholm Syndrome, but the other way around? Well, stalking, I guess. I think you call that stalking, actually. Oh, but hang on. This gives us quite the opportunity. Kazmos Metpro, a military commissar, is calling from nearby. She has deserted the Exodus Imperium and is being hunted by a loyalty squad. She wants to join us. She knows where there are 2 silent neuroformers, and if we accept, we'll become an enemy of the Imperium, which we already are, so there's actually no downside to this. Join me, Metpro. Join me. Yep, and that would be 1 loyalty squad. As long as it's only 1 person, we're fine. Unless that person is Armadillo, wouldn't that be a plot twist? Tiberius. He certainly looks a lot more threatening than the other people we fought. You've got a coil gun? I'm not even sure Anne would survive that. Oh my god, he winged her. Okay, sleep. That was bloody dangerous. Is Tiberius any good? Shooting 7, double passion, crafting 9. Hey, I could deal with that. Why can we not capture Buffy anymore? No reachable, unreserved, enclosed prisoner marked bed in a safe temperature, except for right there, where it's in a room that is enclosed and it's a safe temperature. Oh, and by the way, there are also prisoners here. I feel like turning her into a ghoul may have had some weird side effects. Now, this is already breaking the first rule of our vampire society. We have a human here who isn't a ghoul or a slave, but they have bought us something we can really, really use right now. I mean, I was gonna say the silent neuroformers, but to be honest, help. I need help. Once we have Buffy, then I'll put Metpro in prison with 0.1. Are you joking right now? Then we put Metpro in prison, and then we'll just slowly enslave him over time, and then balance is restored. Do you seriously just take the... I don't need to just take that apart anymore. And, actually, this is it. This is it. It's time for Buffy. Although, granted, I have seen it drop to 0.0 before. Hey, there we are. Perfect. It's also Buffy's birthday. Birthday? Buffy's birthday. Well, that's hard to say. 38. Happy birthday, Buffy. Your present is freedom. That's it. It's freedom. I say freedom. You're eternally bonded mentally and physically to Anne. So it's not really freedom. And of course, the one series where we're capturing Cataphract and Janissaries by the boatload is the one series we can't use any of the gear because we're too old-fashioned. Eventually, we'll get the research to unlock it, of course. Just seems weird having flak jackets and assault rifles lying around on the floor. We can't even use the plate armor, can we? Okay, we have to be very careful with Buffy for the time being. So then, Buffy the Ghoul. She has some vampiric powers. She's almost like a diet vampire, so to speak. And she's immediately doing lines. Yeah, sure, Buffy. Yeah, the hypothermia is why you're shivering. You don't have to lie to me. So apparently as a ghoul, she also gains some skills. Oh, she gains the same skills as Anne has. Okay, that's really cool. And immortality. She is immortal, effectively. An insulting spree, her Metpro. How tragic. There's only one thing we can do with you, then. And enslave. There we go. Balance has been restored. Did we capture Solid Snake? Rare Behemoth. Oh, hang on 1 second. Imagine Anne riding to battle in that thing. Do you have some sort of ability to just... I don't know. I was going to say mesmerize it, but we do already have that. I mean, hypnotize it. Bring it immediately onto our side. We do have that, but unfortunately they get a cardiac arrest afterwards. I will admit that's not massively practical when we want to ride it into battle. Well, I mean, let's go with higher presence because we've got a prison full of people right now we're trying to enslave. And I assume we're nowhere near the animal handling. Requires 9, but Buffy has 7. We're not that far off. Let's get Buffy set up properly then. Buffy, I'm going to give you... well, firstly, let's go for that as well. I'm going to give you, Buffy, good animal handling as very, very high priority. And then I guess other than that, just growing crops is fine. Keep her jobs very, very simple. Oh, you know what? We'll put you on cleaning and hauling as well. Ah, there you go. Welcome back, Metpro. I have altered this arrangement. Pray I do not alter it further. And that hasn't messed up the quest at all, I assume. No, we're absolutely fine. Nice, there we go. I did have to keep him alive by feeding him the corpse of the last prisoner. The food problems are really catching up with us right now. Nutrifying is 69% grown. Temperature growth rate multiplier, though, is 30%. Yeah, this is... this is not good. What the fuck? There are people here? There are people here and they're arguing with one another. Who are you people? We didn't have a raid? What was this? Enemy raid? Enemy raid? Well, those were the... I mean, obviously that was days ago, more importantly. But the last raid we had was the Janissary. These guys have just turned up. Metpro, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. Oh, God, right in the clavicle. Ah, my clavicle. Okay, and, let's be careful here. I'm sure... I was about to say I'm sure she'll be fine. I wasn't expecting grenades being launched this early on. Is that a child? That's a 15-year-old with a grenade launcher? Sit, kid. And. Okay. Bring him down. Fuck off, Crocodile Dundee. What a mess. Random outlanders popping through. She was shot in the head with a musket. Right in the face from point blank range, and she shrugged it off. Are you good? Mike Redhead is good at cooking. Very neurotic is very good, but for a slave, he'll probably just break down constantly, so you might be dead. Takeo Rice sounds like a made-up name. Constantly bemused, iron stomach, sickly, ocean lover. You're in the wrong neighborhood. Medical 12, social 12, though. We don't really need the social ability. And then we've got the grenade launcher child. Sophia Gregory. Cooking 4, double passion. Social 7, double passion. Impatient cook. What does that do? She cooks faster. Like, significantly faster. But her food poisoning chance is higher. Honestly, I could get behind that, seeing as the last person who we were going to have as cook is gone. Grenade launcher child is going to have to go in the field. Because we don't have any other closed rooms anymore. How are you doing, Met Pro? You're okay. Shot in the shoulder with a musket. Could have been a lot worse. Well, I guess we'll strip them and chomp them down. Wow, this is a complete mess. Slave suppression, 92% though. Hey, good work, Buffy. That's exactly why we recruited her as a ghoul. She's doing a fantastic job. The mushroom fields are actually doing really well now. Growth rate 106%. We've got the heating dealt with, and it's nice and dark. We should get our first harvest in soon. It really is just a case of doing a shitload of stone cutting so that we can actually build beds for all of these people. Are you okay? You're really not okay. Hey, and go tend to Metpro. There's another reason why we need bloody beds. Turns out humans are really, really squishy. What if we butcher humans? Is there any downside to that? Whoa, what? Cannot butcher bone butcher's block. Cannot butcher bone butcher's block. I believe you. Insufficient comfort at interaction spot. Oh, for God's sake, we have to build her a butcher stool as well? Insufficient comfort at an interaction spot. What do you mean? You were butchering fine a second ago. I watched you do it. I have to recruit someone else to butcher then. Thank God for Grenade Child. It's still not comfortable enough. What about this friggin' rug that I put down? Oh God, also her face from this angle makes it look like she's got a horrifying smile. Whoa. 2 of our colonists are down and the only person who can cook food is a tiny grenade launcher wielding child. Who's sleeping on a rock? What? An oppressive fog has rolled in, thick and steady, and sinister in its approach. Stepping foot within may dislodge lesser minds into spaces between spaces. Excuse me? There's a load of stuff on the map. What is that? It's mist. Mist Stalker. They're everywhere. Oh no, now we can't go outside. What a terrible shame. Everybody is eating raw blood because we can't build a cooking station again from where Armadillo burnt down the last one because we don't have any stone. The only people capable of cutting stone are the 2 people with food poisoning who can't finish cutting the bloody stone because they keep vomiting. This is hell. This is hell. I designed this to be difficult. It was intentional because the vampires are very powerful. I wasn't really expecting to be capable of building a base because they can't see to cut the stone block under a torrent of vomit. Sweet Map Pro. 20 marble blocks. What is it we needed for the cooking table? We've done it. We don't have any wood. We can build it out of marble. It still needs wood? What am I... Where do we get wood from? Don't worry, it's fine. I'll just take the base apart. Armadillo. When I find you, Armadillo. Nice. There we are. Got ourselves a chef at long last. A chef that happens to give a higher food poisoning chance, but that's okay. Let's just get this first harvest of mushrooms done right away. Because with that, we can build exactly what this base needs. Lamp. Sweet lamp. I love lamp. Well, in some good news, the mist is gone now. The mist is gone, and actually all the floor of the base is built. A lovely bone floor built out of the remains of our enemies. Well, and our friends. And one day, Armadillo, that friggin' traitor. What is going on? Oh, they replaced his slave bed with a leather bedroll, but it didn't mark it as a slave bed, even though it's his bed. Oh, God. And now at long last, we can build the thing that really matters. It's time for Thinking Stool. Bestow us with your knowledge, mighty Thinking Stool. Please, please help. Please help me, Thinking Stool. We can crucify a man. All right, go on then. Or not. Are you joking? Anne? Really would would like you to start thinking at the thinking spot right now, Anne. Ohm never complained about the lack of comfort. The man sat in a friggin' shed in the desert for years. Now, we do have a whole tab of classical furniture, which I was going to avoid using because it should be locked behind some research. But given that Anne's also being a massive dick and is refusing to research, we don't really have a choice right now. There you go, you big needy vampire dick. Let's hope that's enough. Insufficient comfort at interaction spot, and I'm gonna scream. I don't think we can build her a chair comfortable enough that she will work with. What do we do now? What the hell are we supposed to do? Bone chair. Comfort 0.65. Is there a minimum requirement for her to work here? Hang on, what about the other bones? Maybe there are comfier bones. Oh, does he now? Maurice Rogerios, a praetor of the Exodus Imperium, is calling from nearby. His guards were killed in an ambush and he escaped, but he's being followed by a man hunting hare. I wonder if Maurice Rogerios would be any good at research. Rogerios. Hello, Rogerios. He is incapable of dumb labor, mining, and plant work. He also has no intellectual abilities whatsoever. I don't think it's even worth capturing him, is it? Iron-willed is very good, but his only real ability is shooting. What is that right there? Cryo. Adept cryokinesis. Well, that sounds fun. And what are you wearing? It's brave. It's a brave fashion choice. Don't worry, Rogerios. You'll be safe here. You'll be safe here for a long, long time. Well, I don't know why they were surprised. I don't know why they were even remotely surprised. Okay, trade caravan, no pressure, but I really, really need a comfortable chair. Well, unsurprisingly, they don't happen to sell comfortable chairs, for fuck's sake. Forget it. Forget it. It doesn't matter. Dissident report? What is that? Reliability at 100%. Sophia was discovered while promoting another ideology. You can prevent sedition by imprisoning them in jail. Sophia, out of all the people here. I mean, she is a different ideology to us entirely. I wasn't going to bother converting them until we had an ideology specifically for the slaves, but if it's going to cause us problems in the long term, we might want to start on that right away. Either way, right now we're in a great situation to start thinking about setting up the separate different aspects of the society. We've got potentially enough food for everybody now, and in theory, nothing's going to change about that. We're just growing mushrooms, ultimately. We have a base. I mean, it's not a nice base. I wouldn't even use the word base, to be honest. We have a room paved with bodies. That's good. That's better than we had earlier. We'll start working on a few luxuries here and there where it's viable, but the biggest problem we've got right now is Anne being a massive diva. She needs comfortable furniture before she can research, but she won't research because she doesn't have any comfortable furniture. It is a bit of an issue. But if nothing else, there is one thing we can do now that we have a group of people. Anne, my friend, even though you don't really deserve it because you're being a bit of a dick, we're going to put you in charge. The music is so pleasant. Wowee. This seems really inappropriate. Okay, well, I'm glad at least Solid Snake could be here. The giant rays of light definitely really don't fit the theme at all. And there we are. Anne is now Prince. Or at least the leader formerly known as Princess, because somebody said that Prince is used just universally as the term for the leader of vampires, so I'll change that for tomorrow. Oh! And we can also have ourselves a delicious mental diablerie. That's not a real thing, I just needed a good name for it. This is a ritual that focuses all of the participants' energy into awakening latent psychic abilities in a target. The focus will give a speech to unify the crowd, then begin the channeling. 39% expected quality. We've got a 50% chance of it being satisfying. At which point, there's a chance we get a siling. And we're going to give the... So the focus is the person who... Was the target the person who gains the power? You know, I'm not sure. It does say the target person will gain a Silent upgrade, so I'll trust you then. So Buffy will gain a Silent upgrade, and that works really, really well with some of the other aspects of the ideology that we haven't really touched on yet. Because the base burnt down, mainly. Mainly it is down to that. Buffy the Ghoul? Let's see if we can do something with you, my friend. Or not. What do you mean it's cancelled? Hey! Buffy the Ghoul? Let's see if we can... Oh! Well, we got Rogerios, so that's quite nice. Oh, he's taken off all of his clothes. We couldn't strip him because he was part of the quest. But now, can you wear the crown? Steel Emerald Crown. I want you to wear that. Oh, I bet we don't have the technology for it. It's just a hat. Just put it on. Counts as royal apparel. I can't believe you've done this. That's right. One of our vampiric slaves just happens to be a praetor in the Empire. I think that's a pretty big victory, if nothing else. There you go. It's working perfectly this time. I think it's where Anne was trying to recruit Rogerius that she was interrupting the ritual every single time. And it does make way more sense that we're basically just transferring Rogerius' power into Buffy. Okay, here we go. Come on, Buffy. Nice! Hey, there we go. And with that, we can also reform the ideology, and that was perfect. She gained 2 levels of silence, or is it just she gained a level, but it's notifying us twice about how it works? Oh, fantastic. Word of Joy and Glacial Pinhole. She did gain 2 levels. I didn't even know that could happen. Well, that's fantastic. That couldn't have worked out any better. Finally, someone to keep all of these slaves in line. Now that she's psychic as well, we could try blinding her to see if she can unlock blind psi sense, which would make her really, really formidable. And not to mention, out there in the world, not too far away, are 2 silent neuroformers as well. So I think tomorrow, Buffy, it's your time to shine, my friend. Fuck you, Anne. I'm so angry at you today. You know what? I'm fairly happy with that in the end. It was a pretty weak start with, well, the entire base burning down, one slave escaping and the other dying horribly. But not only have we completely rebuilt here, Buffy has unlocked some latent psychic potential with 2 psi levels simultaneously, which I didn't even know was an outcome. Through skill and daring strategy, and definitely not from just putting him to sleep, we've managed to capture ourselves an Imperial Praetor, which doesn't really do much, but I think is pretty fantastic. And now Buffy's gonna kill him. Buffy. Oh no, hang on, she's gonna kill Anne. You know what, I'd like to see you try. I think if we do one of those... Ah, there you go. Mesmerize has cleared them entirely. Here, just have some vitae. You could have just asked. And we've got 4 slaves. 4 slaves, a powerful ghoul, and Anne has a new hat. And that's about all Anne's done today because she's been a bit of a dick. If anybody knows of a way to get around the extreme comfort, please let me know. Otherwise, we're in a bit of a bad time. She's already got a little bit of power and it's gone to her head. I think she needs humbling a little bit. I'm going to be the one that burns this base down tomorrow. Mark my words. Thank you all for watching the adventures of Anne. I have massively overhauled, I say massively overhauled, I've overhauled a good chunk of the mod pack, changing certain things out. I've redone the Steam Workshop page a little bit to give a bit more explanation. I'm still trying to fix some of the ongoing issues with it, but for the most part, people have said that it works fine. A little bit of stuttering because it's a bit of a high-end mod pack and the world generation will take a while. That is kind of to be expected. Not really a huge amount we can do about that, but I'm going to keep refining it, trying to make it better and better as we progress through here, and hopefully it will be it'll be decently playable over the course of this week. Well, I think it's decently playable now, but even more so. Thank you, of course, to the patrons for that, which I wouldn't have time to record the content, make the mod packs, and do everything else in between. Thank you to Glacier, Cyric313, Scaps, Deadly, Black Belt, Gordy #1, Archbishop, Orkansas, Snarfwolf, Jobo Daddy, Athom, Facunda Vasquez, Scary Scurvy, Major Mythical, Barnakin's Milk, and AK Good for their support, the executive producer tiers over at Patreon. Thank you all for making the channel possible in the first place. And a thank you as well to Larry the Emu, Avolka, Freaking Satan, Cold as Flame, K, Garnuba, Mr. Mixies, Natnar, Edgemere, SparkyFan1, Plondo, This Flex, Mystic370, Justice 4, Ilya, Elite IMP, and Ed Zuki as well.